Hello everyone, I'm back from my holiday feeling refreshed and ready to pick up on more content to boost your mind, body and soul. So this week, to complete my 3-part series on signs that you are healthy, I'm doing my top signs that you are emotionally healthy. Emotional health is a matter of the heart. How we think, how we feel, how we process our emotions. We know that emotional health is being in control of your thoughts, feelings and behavior. And it's really important, for example, when we pick life partners that they're emotionally healthy, but also for ourselves, more importantly, because it reflects our own happiness and how we deal with challenges and setbacks, which are inevitable. I'm Dr. Kandi, a GP and a mum to 2, and I talk about little actions that make a big difference to your overall health and wellness. So it's all about understanding that there is a colour palette full of emotions: anger, jealousy, happiness, frustration, confusion, etc. And it's okay to feel them all. As the old saying goes, happiness wouldn't mean as much if we didn't feel sad every now and again. And I always say people should be allowed to feel how they want to feel, and no one should try and take it away or control that. If someone says they feel hurt by what you've done, for example, not only is that good and emotionally healthy to express that, but if you're on the receiving end, it's important to accept it too. Now, following on from the last point, the most emotionally healthy people don't act on emotion. Yep, you heard that right. I can embrace my full range of emotions from anger, jealousy, frustration, etc. But how I choose to act on them really says everything. Because the thing about emotions, as I'm sure you've realized, is that they're not permanent. In a weird way, I think it's best to apply some kind of logical approach to emotional situations so you just don't impulsively react or overreact. So say what's on your mind, but respond in a healthy way. As I mentioned before, we are social creatures. If we lived in the world by ourselves, that'd be a very different point, but we don't. We're not far away from road rage drivers, people who shut the doors in our faces, customer service people who are rude. We can't control other people's emotions or how they act on them, but we can control how we respond. My husband always says, people aren't against you, they're just for themselves. And I used to hate that statement so much, but over time I realised it's important to apply that context because it takes me out of the centre of a situation. That person isn't a douche because they hate me, that person may be a douche because they hate themselves. What is a word that people are so scared to use but gives them so much power to control their own lives? No. As humans, we depend on one another, so it's understandable that we ask a lot from one another all the time. But sometimes for our own personal health, you have to get into the habit of just saying no, putting a full stop until you feel able, capable, or happy to do so, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Now, one thing about me growing up is that I really struggled to give people the benefit of the doubt. Every wrongdoing felt like a personal attack and a reason for me just to put my guards right up. It took me a really long time to appreciate that humans are just imperfect beings, right? And I had to appreciate that emotionally healthy people forgive. It's not easy if you're not that way inclined, but understand that giving people the benefit of the doubt is better for you and them in the long run. It doesn't, by the way, mean that you're married to a person or a situation forever. You can let them or it go, but just do so with grace. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. I mean, the saying that there are always 3 sides to every story is the holy grail, because by the time you add in each person's feelings, emotions, circumstances, situations, both sides, every side is understandable. You'll know this if you've ever been between 2 friends arguing. The point being is that every person has to acknowledge some role or responsibility in every situation. By not placing all the eggs in someone else's basket, it also allows you to take more control, move forward and develop your emotional health further. So there it is. 6 signs that you are emotionally healthy. And just to end, I'll say, sometimes it does take time to heal, so allow yourself that grace to do so. Don't jump into a new relationship, new job or situation or commitment on someone else's request or perceived pressure. Do it when you feel ready to do so, and your outlook will just be a whole lot more promising. Emotionally healthy people are really a breath of fresh air to be around. They're rarely caught up in the negatives, they're positive, level-headed, and they just seem to be a lot more worry-free. Comment, share, follow Life of Dr. Kandi for more little actions that make a big difference to your overall health and wellness. Thanks for listening.